Okay, I'm just testing my mic. Okay. It's about time to start. I am so excited. Let me just,
Yay!
yeah. Okay, we're live, and this is looking great. I am so excited. All right, let's bring everyone in.
Yeah.
Let's bring them all in. Bring them all in.
The royalty music is fire, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wow, we have 12. Oh, we have 13 people in.
Yay!
Nice.
Hopefully, volume isn't too loud. Let me lower it a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, I can lower the music down. I wonder if the volume is like everyone can do it on, like, will be different on everyone's end.
Yeah.
It's a universal thing,
Yeah, it's
but.
pretty loud right now, but if you find out how to do it per person, let me know.
You should see the little bar in the bottom, and you can lower the volume to.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah, you can still play a bit in the background just to set up the mood, but.
Perfect. Yes, I see.
Nice. So I noticed people still setting up. Take
Yep.
your time, write your name and look around the board, get yourself familiar. We're using Miro. This is a really intuitive whiteboard tool, and you can basically look around and then look at the little menu panel on the left. And this is basically how you can interact with the board with sticky notes, shape, lines, text, drawings. Yeah, get yourself familiar. We're just trying to settle in.
Hey, I think Raj is here.
Yep, I
What's
see
up?
Raj.
And by the way, if you're not able to utilize your mic, that's okay. Just give us a chat shout. If you look at the far left hand corner, you'll see a little icon that says chat. Click on that and you can send a message to us.
Hey, I'm having a problem viewing because it says my blocker is blocked by third party ad blocker, but I disabled it and it said, no worries, we totally respect your privacy. Open this in new tab. And I open a new tab. It says experiencing some technical difficulties. So I'm
Okay.
gonna have to try this on Safari and
Okay.
have to leave and then re-enter. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
that's
Yeah,
okay. No
definitely
problem.
try using Chrome because I think those will have better
Yeah, I'm on
get
Chrome right now, but even though I disable my ad blocker, I it says like I still have it on.
Oh,
So
did you
thank
also
you.
set permissions to allow the browser to use the mic? Or not the mic, but like other things as well? Okay.
Only mic and video.
Okay. Okay. Well, try again on Safari and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
No, I think Hannah said for streaming quality it's a bit low.
Oh, really? Okay, let me check OBS and see what's going on.
Okay.
Fortunately, I can't change anything on my side, um, but it seems like it's okay for now. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see any issues. We're using the
Okay.
same sessions as last time. Settings. Okay,
Great.
so Ping is back. Hopefully, everything will be okay. How are you, Ping?
Oh, did you start the The agenda timer.
No, but I could start as soon as everyone is here. Give me a thumbs up if everyone is here right now and they're ready to go.
Uh,
And to do that, there's a little reaction at the corner. Yep. Awesome. We figured that out.
no.
Awesome. Cool. Yep. So the first thing that we're going to do is just do a quick introduction about the Collective Studio. So I'm just going to stop our music right now. And we're going to get started. Alrighty. So how many of you are already familiar with the Collective Studio? Just thumbs up if you're already familiar.
No, we have.
Okay, that's pretty much
One.
most of us. Just a recap for anyone else who might be joining us a little bit later or anyone watching the stream. Collective Studio is a community that's all around design thinking. So we run these types of workshops once every other month, and it's a great way for us to collaborate and work on different how might we statements so that we could build product designs as well as UX designs based around certain themes. So yeah, this is just a great way for us to like collaborate, work together, kind of like practice our design thinking skills as well as learning how to present in front of a professional guest UX designer. This will just help you to create case studies that you can add to your portfolio. So it's just a great way for us to practice and learn to become better at UX design. So yeah, if you're not from our community, there's a link right here to our Discord server. And we also have some interesting videos on YouTube as well. So if you're watching the stream on YouTube, we're actually live on YouTube right now. Follow us, and you'll definitely enjoy our next live design sprints when we do broadcasts, but also when we do workshop events, we'll post it on our YouTube channel. And oh, we have another guest joining. I'll bring them in. So we're going to move on to our introductions. So quick introduction. Collector Studio is run by me and Claire. So Claire, do you want to just quickly just introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone. I'm the co-founder of the Collective Studio. I'm also a UX and product designer. I'm a career switcher, so for me, building this community for a lot of our members is very meaningful because I've been through those situations where I felt really lonely in the learning process. So I find these workshops very valuable and it's extremely helpful for those who want to learn and get some experience while breaking into the UX career field. So, welcome everyone, and you can feel free to reach out to me on my LinkedIn and Instagram, connect me with there. If you have any questions about UX design, happy to set up a chat with you.
And my name is Melody. I'm from Toronto, Canada. So I've been like a freelance graphic designer for about like 7 years, and I've recently made the switch to UX design. And I'm also part of the one of the first co-founders of the Collective Studio. And I also had come through the same problem that like Claire has also noticed that like it's kind of lonely out there, learning UX design. But also as like someone who's a career switcher, I've taken the path of self-study. So I'm kind of teaching myself and also teaching other at the same time, and that's why I created this community so that we can like practice and build these skills together and challenge ourselves. So yeah, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, I have my link right here to my profile. Feel free to chat if you have questions or if you need help with something. And also Padma, she isn't here today, but she will be our guest professional UX designer that will provide feedback for week 3. So one important thing to notice about these types of design sprints is the fact that we have 3 sessions. So don't worry if you miss a session, there will be a recap on our live stream. But also just be mindful that it's important to stay involved and participate in every week. That way you'll have demonstrated some skills, helped us contribute to some of our mapping exercises as well as some of our initial wireframes that you might be creating during these sessions. Because in week 3, this is an opportunity for us to show the work that we've done in the past 2 weeks and get live feedback from a working professional. And also, if you have questions about careers and questions about how to approach, UX design as a career for yourself, maybe you're not sure of which pathway to go on, you got someone who's basically lived that experience, has been there, done that. They can help you out. So this is a really valuable experience. Don't miss out. It's important to attend every session if you want like the full experience, so that you can meet Padma and get some good feedback on the work that you've done. Okay? Does anyone have any questions so far? Nope. All right, so let's move on to our first item on the agenda, which is this icebreaker here. So I'm going to start the timer after I explain very briefly what this icebreaker is all about. Basically, because our topic is all about NFTs, what I'm going to have everyone do is to select a frame and to quickly use either the drawing tools on Miro to create a self-portrait, or you could just draw whatever you'd like. Maybe a cat. Maybe you like cats. You could draw a cat. And to just basically showcase your personality. What you could also do is upload images that you have of yourself, or even pictures of a cartoon that you like. And what this is going to be part of is we're going to upload this to Wearable. We actually have a profile here where we're going to make an NFT out of all of our artwork. So this is kind of an experiment to see whether we can actually create an NFT based on all of our collective contributions. Anywho, so let's start the timer. I will give you guys 15 minutes to complete this event, or this not event, this challenge. Seems like the timer isn't working. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Oh, there we go. Start agenda. Duh. There we go. Timer is started. 15 minutes from now. Select a frame for yourself and be creative. And Claire, feel free to join in if you'd like. I've made a portrait for myself. I'm on Reddit, and this is my avatar on Reddit.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
also looking familiar. Oh, let's play some music.
Yeah, why not? Let's bring back that generic YouTube music. I love it. Uh-oh, did the frame move? It's alright. I will somehow lock this element so it doesn't move. I like what Raj is making here. I really like this image with the cat with a galaxy on its brain. I like this. This is cute.
Oh, hey, Mel.
Yeah?
Hannah said he cannot hear any music in the stream, but he can hear us talking. It might have been like a setting.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I am loving this one. The star with the pizza. Miro flag. Frank the goldfish. I love it.
We have like 5 minutes. If everyone's almost done, we can just take
Yeah.
a look quickly,
Hmm.
and then we can move on to the next
Mhm.
part.
Oh, by the way, Claire, we could hear the music through your mic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How is everyone doing? We are almost at 13 minutes.
Hmm. If anyone needs extra time, let us know. Otherwise, if everyone's good to go, we could always move on to the next stage. So just give us a thumbs up if you need extra time to finish. Okay? So I think we're probably okay to go. Just one last chance. If you want like an extra minute or two to finish, let us know. Well, seeing as we're pretty close to 15 minutes, let's finish the task at 15 minutes, and then we'll just move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much almost done anyway. Okay. Time is almost up. And that's it. 15 minutes is up. So I'm going to stop the music and we're going to move on to our next exercise. So again, thank you for everyone who's created a little portrait. They all look so cool. And I'm loving the one with the pizza and the Miro flag. That's just so cool. And I like this one too. It's so cute. They're all so cute. And yeah, at the end of the event, we'll let you guys know when we upload it to the metaverse, the NFT world. But other than that, thank you for your contributions. Let's move on to our next agenda item. Okay, so we're going to do a quick introduction to the challenge. So if we could just jump back to this screen here, it says, what are NFTs? So basically, our topic is all about NFTs. And I'm just going to quiz the audience for a second, but how many of you have participated in our cross-promoted event with Iterate UX? We had like a research kickoff event a couple of weeks ago. So how many of you were participating in that? Just give a thumbs up. No one. Okay, great. So we're off to a good start. So basically, if you missed that session, we could provide a link to our past Miro board to give you a sense of what that looks like. I will add it to, let me just add it now so that you guys can follow along. I'll put it in the chat so that you can look at it. We're not going to focus on it so much today because it is a lot of information to go through. But we also have a video recap that we're going to be posting soon. So if on your own time, if you want to know how it is that we develop these research workshops, you'll get a sense of that. So let me just do that right now. So in the chat, we got the research kickoff link. So definitely bookmark this. Okay, so basically, NFTs are non-fungible tokens. So if any of you are familiar with what that means, basically it's a way to make a sale or a purchase on a blockchain. And what this means is anyone who wants to sell an NFT, which is usually a piece of art or memorabilia like a collectible or music, they could be the rightful owners of those I guess digital assets, and they could sell it to anyone that wants to purchase it. And that purchase is very secure on the blockchain. No one else can replicate it. No one else can have, I guess, the original authored version of that piece of artwork that they bought. So it is sort of similar to buying artwork at a gallery. It's similar to buying prints of artwork at a gallery. So the author has the ownership of this artwork, and you're just buying a copy of it because you just want to say, hey, I want to support this artist. I want to buy this artwork because it has some kind of value to it and it has meaning to you. So basically, NFTs is just a new way for us to digitally spend money on artwork online. So these digital kind of experiences are very technical. So for some of you that are not familiar, we're not going to go into the jargon or into the deep end of it because it is sort of like a new field that a lot of people are trying to learn more about. But for the sake of this type of event, the reason why we decided to pick this topic was a lot of members on the Collective Studio have voted for it, and it seemed like a very novel and new idea to explore how we can use UX design to build better marketplaces based around this topic of NFTs. So for our research kickoff session that we had with Iterate UX, we helped participants learn how to develop assumptions that we eventually tested. And we also did some user research to validate whether our assumptions were correct or incorrect. So if I were to show you, for an example, our research results here, I could explain it a little bit better. So if you follow my cursor, I'm over here, down where it says research results. Okay. And by the way, I I was going to say, if you could follow my cursor, it would be easier, but I realized that my cursor also says visiting researcher, so it would be really hard to find that on Miro. But either way, we're here. So this is the research results based on our Iterate UX event. So basically, we developed a research plan in this workshop, which helped us to establish what are some of our assumptions are about users who experience buying and selling on NFT platforms. If you're not familiar with the platforms, I sent out an email to everyone on Eventbrite with some videos and some resources as well as to help catch up. But the biggest NFT platforms right now where people are doing most of their buying and selling is OpenSea and also Wearable and Mintable. On your own time, you could also check out our resources board and click on those links to actually look at what those websites look like. But in general, though, when we're talking about how users are utilizing these platforms, we brainstormed as a team to figure out what the problem might be for users in these spaces. So we written a summary on this document here about what our assumptions were and what we thought the problem was. And as a team in our breakout group, we thought that users might be confused when it comes to connecting their crypto wallet to an NFT marketplace. So to describe that jargon in a nutshell, in order to sell an NFT, you need to have a crypto wallet that can help, manage your cryptocurrency. So such as Ethereum, that's a type of blockchain that you would use on a crypto wallet. And if you're selling NFTs using the Ethereum blockchain, you need to connect that wallet to a marketplace so that you can keep track of these transactions that you make, right? So we thought as a team that users will be having this problem where they will have difficulty connecting their wallet to a platform, mostly because we thought that there would be concerns about managing different blockchains and being able or being limited in some way in terms of how they can connect their wallet to a marketplace. So we've summarized the hypothesis as we believe that creators will want a mobile/desktop site experience that will help them to control the value of their currency. And we decided as a team how we're going to test this hypothesis. For some of you new to UX research, this is just a way for us to make sure that when we are testing our assumptions that we're not making any kind of mistakes as to whether the user is having that experience or not. So to validate that, we do that through UX research. We do it through surveys. We do it through interviews, sometimes through diary studies. But for our case, we did it through user interviews and surveys. And at the end, our results were kind of interesting. We had, let's just say, some contradictory results, which is actually good because it helped us to realize that the problem may not be what we think it is. So we noticed that users that we surveyed were more concerned about the security of their funds on crypto wallets, but that had nothing to do with the marketplace specifically. So this is sort of like what happens when you have third-party plugins as a part of a marketplace experience. It's dependent on like whether or not we're focusing on the product itself, which is the marketplace, or whether the problem is happening outside of the marketplace, which is like with a third-party app or something like that. So we determined through research that that problem may not be the case. We also realized that users who currently use crypto wallets actually find it easy to connect to marketplaces. So it seems like that's not the problem that they're having. And we found out about these things through asking particular questions on surveys. So we actually had users input what they experience at every stage. So we asked them about their opinions about what they felt about connecting their crypto wallets, the type of currencies that they use. And we found that most crypto wallets actually support multiple blockchains. And this problem that we thought was an issue, it turns out it wasn't really much of an issue at all. And we also noticed that 75% of people who use NFTs, sell it, or even buy it, they believe that the NFT will increase in value. So we're talking about people who already believe in NFTs, they believe that this is the future, and they're not skeptical. So they're not skeptics. These are people that are really motivated to use this stuff. And then we also noticed that users create value through making art, through selling to a niche, which means they're selling their artwork specifically to people who desire this type of artwork, and that some of these people who are investing in NFTs, they're trying to flip their NFTs into a profit so that they can, raise those funds towards an investor. Perhaps an investor has approached them through social media, and they were able to figure out, okay, this is how I can turn a profit by selling these types of artworks as NFTs. So that's also a strategy that users seem to use. So I know we're going a little bit over time, but there's a lot of information for us to go through. But at the end, in summary, we realized that the how might we statement that we developed in our last research kickoff session could be improved. So that's what we're going to do in our next exercise, is to rethink what it is that users are really experiencing as a problem, and brainstorming as a team to figure out what our next course of action would be in terms of what kind of problem we should focus on and what kind of product we should actually make. So just first of all, do we have any questions about NFTs, about the next experiment that we're going into, or anything that I said about the research results? Nope. Okay, so that's great. Awesome. So we understand everything. That's cool. Yeah, so for our next challenge, we're going to define the problem. So we call this the 5 W's, or we call it who, what, where, when, why. It goes by so many different names. But yeah, how many of you are familiar with this type of exercise? Just a quick show of hands, or like thumbs up. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so we have a good amount of people who are familiar with this. Okay, so basically what Claire and I are going to do is we're going to ask these very important questions one by one. So we'll start with who, what, and why, when, and where, whatever. And basically, we will choose sticky notes. Just pick any color sticky note that you want and quickly jot down your responses to each of these question prompts. So when we start off with who, we're trying to figure out as a team who our users are. And we could be as specific as possible as to say who might be having this problem when it comes to utilizing NFTs in the marketplace. Okay, so let's just start the agenda timer for the 5 W's map. And Claire, we agree we're going to do like 1 minute for each circle.
Maybe 2 with 3 minutes with 4. Maybe 2, and then we can have some time to discuss.
Yeah, of course. So
Okay.
we'll try 2 minutes. If we notice by 1 minute you guys have already stated enough information, we'll just summarize it and then move on. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Claire, do you want to keep time for 1 minute or 2
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah.
I'll start the timer.
Okay, thank you.
Everyone just grab a sticky down there and start writing. I'll let you all know when the timer's up.
Okay, so I saw someone in the chat say, can you suggest some top crypto wallets? So MetaMask is a really popular one. So yeah, they support multiple blockchains. You could look them up. I think we also have, you know what, if you check out some marketplaces like OpenSea or even Rarible, you can also browse to see what other types of wallets are compatible there. But most of the popular ones, I think it's like Math Wallet, MetaMask, and I think there's another one. Is it called Phantom? Yeah, those are all like the main crypto wallets.
Oh, everyone, once you're done writing, you can drag the sticky and put it into the circle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
And just FYI, we expect you to turn on the mic because we love to hear your voice and talk about why you write a certain thing and just give some insights, when we start discussing after.
Oh, yeah. So we might ask you to elaborate on a sticky
Yeah.
note. So yeah,
Mhm.
we'll point you out. If you can't speak for whatever reason, you could also use the chat.
Yeah. But please don't be shy. We love to basically brainstorm and talk about our ideas together.
Hmm. Oh, let me play some music so that it's a bit more exciting.
Oh, we're almost at 2 minutes almost.
Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Maybe no music yet.
Okay, it's 2 minutes, everyone. Uh, if you're done writing, please drag your sticky up here and drop it in the circle. See that there's one more. I'm gonna help
Hmm.
drag that over. Hey.
So do you think we should just move through all the circles and then discuss them one by one as we're done? Or should we do the discussion first? What do you think?
We can go either way. I usually do all of them first, and then we come back and we talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, let's do that. Okay,
Okay.
so for the next circle, we have the question of what. Let's rethink what our users want from an NFT platform. Like, what is it that they're trying to do? So, come up with your best guess or assumptions, and 2 minutes starting now. Oh, sorry. How are we with the time?
Yep,
Is
we
it
just hit 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. All right.
Yay!
So everyone, stop writing. If you're done, drag your stickies over. So we're gonna be doing the same exercise again, but this time we're going to be focusing on the when and where. Basically, we're gonna think about the problem scope of when would some of these issues happen and where these issues would take place. You can think of the touch points as in, maybe when they're interacting it online or maybe interacting on a specific platform or competitor platforms. So you can think about what are some of these issues that occurs and when it occurs. I'm setting the timer again for 2 minutes. Please write out as much as you can and go. So I'm just gonna answer his questions. I just answered in the chat, but basically Anna asked, "Is this mirror board going to be available for viewing later?" And the answer is yes. We're going to be leave this to public, so you can always come back and review everything that we wrote here. Plus, if you're coming back from round two, we'll be coming back onto the same board again. That way, you can continue to build and design the artifact based on the information that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
And we just hit 2 minutes, everyone. Drop your stickies. Drop your pen, your virtual pen. And now we're gonna move on to the last portion. We are doing the same thing again, but this time we are reconsidering why. Why are the users needing an NFT platforms? How is it going to help them to solve the problem? And I'm starting the timer again for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and also to add on to that, when it comes to starting with why, if anyone's ever heard of Simon Sinek, start with why. This is also the emotional things that people experience when using NFT platforms. So also think about why it is people are motivated to use this and what they need in their lives emotionally. And whoops. Okay, I'm still here. No, I was just checking my Butter application. It seems like my system is a little bit slow, so apologies if the stream is a little bit delayed. And how are we for time, Claire?
We have around 20 seconds
Okay,
left.
cool.
And we just hit 2 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, so we're finished here. Let's try to keep our sticky notes on the board. And we'll move on to discussing our sticky notes and also voting. When we do start voting, usually we use an emoji. And just to let you know how to find that, on the Miro board, you go to the toolbar. There's an icon with 2 arrows. It says More Tools. It's right underneath the Comments icon. Click on that and look for emoji or stickers. And that way you could add a sticker or emoji to vote. But first of all, before we start voting, let's also just start talking about the sticky notes here. That way we will have an idea of where we're heading at. Okay, so apologies if my screen is a little bit slow. Okay, I think I see everything now. Okay, so we have a sticky note here that says people looking for a new way to invest. So that could be a user that is like an investor. People trying to buy NFTs. So I would group these as being one of the same things, because investing and buying are both one of the same things. That's usually what people tend to do when they buy or invest in NFTs. This one says here, experienced NFT artist slash seller who wants to scale their scale for profit. Yeah. So we have creators here. People who are trying to sell NFTs. So I'll group them here because they're both kind of like, they're all kind of similar ideas. And this one says artists who are trying to sell their artwork. Okay, so that will be under like artists slash creators. This one says new to the space, have some basic understanding. Actually, who made the sticky note? If you're able to use the mic, just remember to unmute and just let us know if you're able to. If you're not able to, just tell us in the chat like what it is that you meant to express with the sticky note. Don't know if this person is here, but I'm assuming that they're talking about a new user, maybe with basic understanding. So I'll put it in another category. So we have experienced users versus like new users. So this one says anyone with extra income interested in joining the space. Actually, who made this sticky note?
Sorry, I did.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate a bit more on who you mean by anyone?
Yeah, I was just thinking there's so many different investors in the NFT space. It could be really anyone with extra income who's interested in buying or interacting on this platform.
Okay. So it would probably fit in the category of investor, or do you think it could be anyone who's not really
Yeah,
typically an investor?
definitely an investor.
Okay, cool. So I'll put it in the group with the investment sticky notes.
Okay, cool.
It says here, people looking for secured slash reliable ways to sell NFTs. Actually, who made this sticky note?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so do you want to explain by what you mean?
Which part, the people or the secure, reliable way?
People.
Yeah, people. I think in the general aspect, such as investors, also artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards those two type of people.
Okay. So yeah, so we could say investors slash creators. So let's create a category for that one, for both. This one's mostly investors. This one's mostly artists, but you're talking about both here. So I'll create another category for that. It says someone who already owns crypto but doesn't know how to use it or to buy NFTs. Okay, so it could be a completely new user. Perhaps they're being introduced to the space and they don't really have like background experience. So we could also use that as like a separate category. So this is like the experience category. This one says new, has some basic understanding. This one has no understanding. So those are all different groups. And this one says people new to NFTs, marketplaces who have limited knowledge. Let's put it in this group. And then this one says people who want to be able to sell NFTs to a larger market. So I'm assuming. Well, actually, who made this sticky note?
I did.
Okay, so do you want to elaborate on your sticky note?
I guess I was trying to explain that at some point they want to like they want to have a larger market for NFTs. And I think there was an easier, well, there was one like area or database that would be easier for them to be able to market their NFTs to different varieties of people. I guess.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be an investor, but would it be someone that would fit the profile of an investor, like someone who's trying to flip a profit from NFTs?
I was directing more towards the artist trying to get the work out there.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Like the difference between having a small gallery and then going to like an art show with a various collective of artists.
Yeah.
You just have more people with more eyes.
Okay, understood. So this will go in the artist category. Got it. Alrighty. So we're gonna give you like up to like a minute or maybe 30 seconds to vote for what you feel is the most compelling category. So just choose an emoji or a sticky, or not a sticky, emoji or a sticker, and just vote once, only once, for one group of sticky notes that you think is the most compelling.
How do we vote again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you go to tools on the Miro board, it's a little icon underneath the comments icon. It's like 2 arrows. It says more tools, click on that, and then you'll be able to scroll down and find stickers and emojis.
Got it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And Claire, just for time, like we're at like the 18-minute limit,
Yeah.
so let's also quickly go through the next sticky notes after we vote. And yeah. Okay, so let's just say 10,
I see
9,
lots of winners in that
8,
one category.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're done with voting. Make sure you only vote once. Okay. So it looks like this one is the winner. So we're focused on artists. Artists who want to sell their work or perhaps scale their business. So that's a main focus that we're going to go with. So let's just take a sticky note here and copy and paste it. And we'll put it as the, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. That's not what I meant to do at all. That's so weird. Yeah, Miro is buggy sometimes. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so never mind. I'll just drag this sticky note and put it up here. So that'll be like the winning sticky note, and we'll just re-edit it a little bit to be more concise. So for the next section, we're going to quickly go through this. I'm just going to sort through all the sticky notes and categorize them based on what I think it belongs. If you think I categorize something wrong and you want to elaborate, just feel free to shout out. Okay? So we have, what do we think our users are want from an NFT platform? Okay. So I'm going to move this emoji so it's out of the way. So this one says invest in communities. Okay. More transparent, secure marketplace, something that is easy to navigate, information on artists that they're buying from, like an artist profile. Okay. Updates on market and possible future trends. Yeah, that definitely could be a very important issue. Clear path or directions on what to do. So I could put it in the category of easy to navigate because that's more of a guidance kind of question or a usability question as well. Want to easily and quickly sell their NFTs. Okay. I'm going to put that in a category of its own just for now because I have not decided where it belongs. Not to get scammed, definitely. Users want to make a profit by discovering emerging artists. Okay. So new artists wanting to be found. Okay, we could put this in the same category because it's related to artists. This one says to sign on, sort collections, buy an NFT in less than a minute. So they want to do this rapidly. This is also something that I have to put in a separate category for now. Intuitive, easy to use, so that'll be part of navigation. Users want better security, education on NFTs to get started. Let's say this could also belong in the transparency pile, just because transparency is really about communication, knowing that your money is safe, knowing that your investments are safe. Education as well could be part of it. Being able to verify artwork so that the artist who made it can be fairly compensated and protected against that. That's really important. So that's I think a concept called minting. We'll get into that a little bit later, but that is something that like crypto investors and people who make NFTs will be interested in. Especially if you're an original artist and you don't want people to rip your work, minting is a solution for that. Communicate with other artists and creators. That could be a separate category in and of itself. It could be for like networking, social media kind of stuff. Updates on the market. Okay, I think I've created some categories here. So this is a category. This is a category. This one's a separate one. This one's separate. I don't know about you, Claire, but like easily and quickly sell their NFTs. It could be part of the navigation. Because I think that might be like a usability kind of concern.
Yeah, that's definitely usability.
Yeah. So let's group it all here. Alrighty, so let's do 30 seconds. 30 seconds to vote. So if everyone remembers how to get emojis, again, there's a little icon underneath comments, double arrow. Look for emojis and you can select. Or you could just copy and paste what you've had already. Remember to only vote once.
Okay, 30 seconds is up.
All right. So it looks like this one is the winner. So when it comes to usability, they want easy to use, accessible site. I think everyone would enjoy that. Yeah, so maybe it could be the navigation that could be a problem. So let's just use this sticky note to consolidate what we know. Oh dear, this is happening again. How come I can't copy sticky notes like usual? What am I doing wrong? Okay, so I'm just going to drag just because that's what we can do right now. We will edit these sticky notes to be more concise later. We're at the 25-minute point, so we got a little bit of time left. So let's just quickly go through sorting these sticky notes and voting on them. So we think about the when and where. Let's rethink when these problems are happening. So this is like a product kind of question. This will help us to figure out the context of what we're building. Okay? So it says submitting artwork could be a problem. Whoops. That wasn't supposed to happen. And then there's when listing the artwork for sale. So this is to do with artwork being uploaded to a marketplace. Also, understanding the minting process. That could be when the person is going through the process of minting. That might be something that needs clarification for the user. Guaranteeing documentation. Okay. Yeah. We could also think about that as well. Understanding pricing. Okay. That could be related to cryptocurrencies.
Them earlier.
Huh?
I said I try to start grouping them earlier just to save us some time.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. So, did you already sort these?
I started, but but some of these you can just double check really quick.
Okay, cool. So this is a payment question. This one is was this confidence in not making a mistake? This could be a category in and of itself because I think it's to do with the user feeling a little bit lost and confused when they're in the process. So if they're not familiar with the process, that might be a thing that they might be concerned with. Checkout, payment, security, experiencing bad UI. That could be an issue. Just information just not being clear enough, not being concise enough. Artists connecting with buyers. How can they find their target audience? Yes, this is a very important thing to consider is how they're going to be able to connect with their audience and who the audience is. So I'm going to put that in a category of itself. Unclear navigation. So this is to do with UI. So bad UI, bad experience. Maybe checkout and payment could be separate. And then clear visibility with regards to transaction logs and related information. So this could be checkout and payment and security. Like we'll group them together. Creating profiles. That could be an issue. New account setup and follow through guidance. It wouldn't be the same as documentation. That's to do with minting, I think. So this could be a separate category. Learning to get started, learning what NFTs are. That's an education question. So maybe we could put it together with like new accounts or maybe confidence. No, new account. Let's do that. Someone who's not experienced with NFTs. So let's put it in the category of like confidence. Like we're talking about a new user, and we've already established what the user is. So we'll put these in a category in and of itself. So have their NFTs show up on feed first page when people search for them. Right. So this could be like a categorization for trending NFTs, right? This would be something that investors and also sellers would be interested in. That could be, where does this belong? Target audience. There we go. Finding an easy way to use a platform in a sea of others. Which do you trust with your crypto? That is to stand out. That's a question about like standing out, and it could be to do with saturation as well. We could put it in this category with target audiences because it could be related. Okay, so I grouped everything. Let's just spend 30 seconds voting. We might be going a little bit over time, but that's okay. We still got plenty of time for our next exercise.
Okay, 30 seconds is up.
Okay, so we decided that it's a target audience issue or a saturation issue. That could be the main culprit here. Now we've gone over time, but let's try to wrap up the next section really quickly. So let's have a look at these sticky notes. This is to do with why. So we're thinking about human needs here, emotions. Why do people need to sell NFTs? Why are they doing this? Why are they flipping over an investment? And some people want to get rich quick. That could be a reason. To make a living off of their art. They're just looking just to get by. To sell their art that couldn't sell via traditional streams. Yep, so that's to do with selling of artwork or making a living. Selling or investing in NFT artwork. It is vague, but it is sort of like, yes, people want to sell, they want to make money. But the reasons why could also be emotional as well. So going deeper into that, we could also explain why it is people need to make money, and it possibly is to just be able to buy expensive fancy things, or it's just to pay bills and to like make a meaning of their life. So it says here to keep updated on the NFT landscape / community. So they want to be part of something, like a community, feel like they're important, participate in the art world. So that's about community. Novelty, participating in emerging technology. I would see that as part of a community as well. You know, people want to fit in. That's part of fitting in, wanting to be a part of something. Making a living out of NFTs. Yep. So put that in that category. To connect artists to their target audience on a large scale. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Why they're doing it, I would say that sounds like it's part of the want to make money just to live. So I would put that there. Want to be part of a trend thinking they can get rich quick. Okay, so we'll put it in the get rich quick category here. Feel secure and safe when buying and selling NFTs. But why do people need to feel secure and safe? If well, we don't have time to elaborate on that, but I'll put that in a category. Feeling of safety. Whether it's safety in money, which is sort of like this category here, or safety just in general, not sure. Artist Connect wants to connect with more buyers. Again, this is about revenue. Plenty of people have crypto but don't know where to buy products. Little bit unrelated, but it's something that people will probably think about at some point in the journey to find their favorite artist. But why do people want to find their favorite artist? That's a question. It's a good question to ask. To invest outside of traditional markets. Also, another thing that could be elaborated more, like why do people want to invest in non-traditional markets? It could be explained. It says to help manage, organize their investments in NFTs. To manage, organize investments. I guess it could go into the buyers section as well. To find, okay, we got that. That's separate. View NFTs as the next form of crypto. These are all kind of unrelated categories, but I will just put them outside the circle here. Buyers want to support their favorite artists. So I'll put these two together as well. All right, so 30 seconds. Let's vote on what we think is the most compelling category. And just a reminder, like this category is a little bit different. Oh, what is this? Something happening here. Okay, cool.
Okay, 30 minutes is up.
Or 30 seconds. Yay!
Yeah, 30 seconds.
But also 30 minutes is up. That's also true. You're not wrong. Yeah, so the most compelling category is people just want to make a living, right? So I think when it comes to making a living, no one wants to be poor. No one wants to be destitute. So when it comes to new forms of making art, people want to live. They want to make meaning out of their artwork, and they also want to support themselves. All right. So in a nutshell, what we've created here is sort of like the building blocks of how we can articulate this problem. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste these sticky notes, and hopefully this will work. If not, forgive me. Whoops. There we go. Yes. Okay, I got it. So I'm bringing all these sticky notes together here. So here's how we're going to summarize what it is that we're going to be creating in terms of a product. Let me resize this so that it's easier to follow. So we're addressing a user. Who is that user? The user is going to be an artist who's trying to sell their artwork through the NFT space. What they need is an intuitive platform that's easy for them to use and understand. How are we going to achieve that? We're going to achieve that by artists connecting with buyers that kind of fit within their target audience, right? So we're going to help them to stand out more as like an artist, and also to sell to people that are looking for their types of artwork. And why does this connection matter to the user? Because they want to make a living off of their art. It's really important to them for their survival, for their well-being, and for their career longevity. So in summary, that's kind of like what we're doing with this exercise, is to understand as a group like what kind of product that we're building, so that we know who the user is, what kind of problem that they want, what do they want to achieve, and why it matters to them. Okay, so before we move on to the next section, do we have any questions about what we've done so far? No questions? Cool. Alrighty. So next on the agenda is a break. So we set it for 10 minutes, but are we cool with maybe having like a 4-minute break? Are we cool with 4 minutes? Or yeah, everyone's giving me the thumbs up. Let's try to keep it short. 4-minute break. I will let you know when the timer is up. It's obviously set to 10 minutes, but we'll just modify it for 4. So 4 minutes, we'll return back to the space. I'll play some music to keep things bouncy, and we'll see you soon. Okay? All right, where's our music? Yes, let's play some music. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes. Sorry about that. I had some issues that were technical on my end, but we are back now. Okay, so just give me a thumbs up if you guys are still here with me. Excellent, we're all here. Just checking the health of the stream just to make sure we haven't gone offline. Seems like everything is okay. Cool. So let's move on to our next activity. Um, Actually, Claire, I'm having a freezing issue. So,
Oh no, yeah, because I was also checking the live stream just to make sure.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I just think I have like some memory issues with my computer. Okay,
okay.
so I'm here. I'm back. So this
Okay,
is
yeah.
the value proposition map. Alrighty. So how many of you are familiar with the value proposition map? How many of you heard of it? Know something about it?
Could this also be called like a prioritization matrix? Or is
Prior
that different?
I think prioritization matrix is a little bit different because usually matrices exist on a grid. So this one
Okay.
is a little bit different. So value
Okay.
proposition map is a way for us to strategically figure out what kind of product we're going to create, as well as what the customer or our user wants in terms of what they're trying to do, and also consider what their pains are. So with this map, we're going to contrast and connect with the user so that we are making a product that is relevant to them and their needs. And it also speaks very clearly to what they find as a pain point so that we can actually resolve that. But also, when it comes to stakeholders, sometimes they use value proposition maps and personas to kind of align with who they're developing the product for. And when it comes to game creators as well, what game creators means is what is it? What are the special features about this app that's actually going to create, like, make this product worth investing in? So we need to also think about it from the stakeholder slash like investors point of view. If they were to invest in this product, what are the good points about this that makes this product valuable and makes it profitable? So you don't
Can
have
I
to have like extensive knowledge into all these areas, but we could also work with this on theory, just so that we have practice in aligning and connecting our thoughts. So does that make sense? Do we have any questions about that? Okay, I think Caroline is typing. In the meantime, I'll just continue with the exercise. We're going to go around the circle as a team and address each and every section. And I think we're going to give each other like, what, a minute, maybe 30 seconds to a minute to come up with ideas. So if you don't have an idea, don't worry about it. We'll move through this quickly and we'll have an opportunity to talk and discuss these sticky notes as we go. So Caroline has asked us a question. She asked like, why do we choose this method over others? So when it comes to value proposition, between me and Claire, we thought that with the time that we have with this space, since we're dealing with research data that has been collected through the research kickoff, we thought it might be a good idea to ideate solutions and make real connections with the user with the product. So yes, there are different brainstorming type of maps that we could use. And in a traditional sprint, you might have to do all of them. You might have to do brainwriting and a value prop and all these different types of maps to come up with a solution. But for us, trying to be as detailed and as comprehensive as possible, we want to make it possible for us to facilitate a good event where we can learn how to build user-friendly products and to really understand the user and also really understand what the product is going to do for them. Does that make sense? Cool. So we're going to start off with customer jobs because we're going to start off with the user and we're going to try to articulate very clearly what it is that users are trying to do on our product. Okay? So let's just give ourselves like 30 seconds to think about this area. Let's just use yellow sticky notes just to keep our ideas concise and related so that it doesn't get confusing. Yeah, so when you finish your sticky note, you could just add it to the customer jobs area. And there's a free sticky note here that's empty if you want to fill that up as well. And Claire, you're
How
keeping.
many seconds? You said 30 or 130?
Yeah, let's do 30.
Okay, it's been over 30.
Okay. 30 seconds is done. I know it's like really short, but we will work out some of these sticky notes and try to consolidate similar ideas as we go along. Okay? So if you could bring up your sticky notes that you finished, and we'll put it in this area. So exploring NFTs. So anything that's available in the marketplace, we want to do some research. The user might actually want to do research here when they're exploring NFTs, especially if they're considering whether they fit into a particular marketplace, whether it's fitting in with whatever niche that they're looking for. It could be something that they want to do. They are trying to sell their NFTs as an artist. Okay. And this one, learn what NFT is and make it easy to start and sell. Okay. Artists sell NFTs and market themselves. Okay. And this one says NFT artist who sells and connects with target audience. Okay. Mint artwork in preparation to sell their NFTs. Okay, they want to make it official. So we have a general idea of like what the customer is trying to do. They're all trying to do the same thing, which is to sell their artwork. But what that entails is maybe doing a bit of reference research, which is exploring other NFTs, maybe seeing what kind of market there is out there. They want to find their target audience. They might do that through research. Selling is a little bit difficult because selling would also imply that the activity might be outside of the marketplace. So when it comes to really marketing yourself, what we've learned through surveys is people are marketing themselves on social media. So the marketplace is really just to host the profile, the information that they need to start their selling, and then the marketing might actually happen outside. But it's fair to notice that people are trying to do that, so we should be mindful that this is part of the user's expectation, or they're trying to do something about that. Okay, so next part, we're going to think about customer gains. So we need to think about what kind of features or things customers or users will see as a benefit to them. So we need to relate to their experience in terms of how they look at a platform. So let's give ourselves like 30 seconds to think about what it is that the user will see as a benefit to them when it comes to trying to sell, trying to browse, or trying to upload their artwork to a marketplace. So Claire, we have the timer started?
Yeah.
Okay. So you might want to think a bit more specifically about features or solutions that they see as something that they could utilize. So obviously the user wants to earn money, but how are they going to earn that money? What kind of feature will connect or resonate with the user?
Okay, 30 seconds is up.
Okie dokie. So I'm just going to look at some of the sticky notes that are already on here. Their NFTs are getting sold quickly within days of posting. I guess that could be seen as a benefit. It is something that is very difficult to have happen. Unless you're thinking about some kind of underlying algorithm that's making this all happen. Let's also think in terms of features that the user will see or will want to see in a marketplace. So maybe some guarantees. Maybe there's some kind of guarantee that they want to see that their artwork will be sold, or perhaps a timeline. In fact, let's articulate this sticky note if you can allow me to change this. I don't know who made this, but do I have the permission to edit this sticky note? Whoever made this?
Yes, I'm edit. You can edit it.
Okay. So we could articulate this as maybe seeing like a list of transactions for like active NFT sales, because that's something that the user needs to see if people are actually actively buying someone's type of artwork, or if they're like selling a certain type of style or whatever, that this is seen as being desirable. So this could be a feature that the user will see on their profiles or anywhere on the site. Easy to upload photos of their artwork with descriptions. So yeah, I suppose this is a UI kind of concern that like things are not vague, so the website is usable to some degree. Reach a larger audience and quickly use the marketplace. Um, yeah, so signing up shouldn't be a burden. So we could look at the onboarding. I could re-articulate this sticky note if you want me to, so that it's a little bit more clear. Do I have the permission to do that? Whoever made this?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
So we could think about quicker like onboarding. That is something that the user will see as a bonus. No one wants to fill out forms with like lots and lots and lots of things to put in, especially if they're on a mobile phone. So quick onboarding will be seen as a benefit to the user. Connecting with a larger buying audience. I don't know about you, Claire, but do you have any ideas on how to re-articulate this as like a feature?
Connecting with larger buyers. I guess maybe they can think of like something like referring people. I can think of some sort of like membership program,
Mm.
referrals. Like technically, if you want to try to like incentivize people to join a platform, you can get points, or you can earn crypto in some ways. I've seen existing concept that is on the market where you invite people and then you also like do some daily quest, like basically incorporate like gamifications in a sense, and then also like you can invite people. So it could be like a bunch of those things.
Okay, so it could be like some kind of referral slash uh, bonus scheme.
Yeah.
Okay, I spelled referral wrong. I do not know how to spell. Wicked. Anyways, yeah. And again, with like artist exposure, um, we could make this more tighter, but let's just kind of like move on to the next section so that we have enough time to fill in this map. And then if we have extra time, we'll go in to re-articulate these sticky notes. Okay. So I don't know if this was meant to be part of the customer gains. This one says verification system for artist profiles. I don't know who made that. Oh, it was Amrit. Oh, it's okay, Amrit. Did you mean to add it for customer gains? Works both ways. Okay, well, we'll keep it here for now, and then we'll focus on customer pains. So, on a platform, what do we think the customer might see as a barrier or a hindrance to them? Something that they absolutely do not want to have in their experience. I know it's hard to like imagine this if you haven't used a NFT platform before. But even if you compare it to similar experiences, like signing up for, I don't know, a gaming account online, or even signing up for a similar platform, it may not be a marketplace for NFTs, but it could be like for Amazon, for example. We could relate those experiences to NFT marketplaces as well. So let's think about pains. So, Claire, 30 seconds.
Okay.
And how are we for time?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
time's up. All right, so let's stop. I'm just going to look at what's on the board right now. So feel free to add your sticky note when you're ready. Okay, so this is interesting. Getting their NFT copied or stolen. That happens. That is a pain in the ass. And yes, users will probably feel very bad about that. So that is something that we also have to consider as part of the user's experiences. What can they do if their art is stolen? Is there any way to work this out? Poor customer validation processes, that's also very important. Lots of NFT scams exist. So, how can we protect our users from being scammed and having people steal their artwork? Um, Limited wallet integrations, limiting the customer base as well. Okay, so when it comes to the types of wallets that are going to be compatible, there's a lot of them out there. Um, Customer pains might be they might have an account with MetaMask or maybe a third, like a very lesser known crypto wallet. If they can't connect it, it's going to be a pain in the ass for them. So that's definitely something that is true. Um, Getting the royalties of their artwork every time it's resold. So if that is a pain, I would see that as being a benefit, like getting their money on time every time it's resold. Uh, but I'm assuming it's the opposite. So the user is not getting paid on time. Is that how I'm understanding it? Yes, not getting paid. I think Jeff Sanders said that. So let me just articulate that sticky note. That could be something that could be done with the algorithm or like the back end as well. So if that doesn't work out, that could be a problem that the user is experiencing. Other people making profiles with their artwork, yep. So that's to do with being copied. Lesser jargon, I guess that's to do with communication. It could be part of the tutorials. If tutorials on a NFT marketplace is too complex, it will lose people. So I'll just put these sticky notes together because they're kind of like saying the same thing. NFTs not selling. It would be like a pain point for a customer or a user who's trying to sell and they just have no idea where to start and they're not even sure why their artwork is in a collection and no one's looking at it. Perhaps there's some way that we could help the user to get involved in that, to be more proactive about their artwork not selling. Environmental impacts of NFTs. So there's this concept called like gas fees. Some people offset their emissions by paying extra fees on gas, or they trade NFTs that have the gas fees weighed and it's included into the price. So that's something that users will probably will be interested to know more about, and also they might be concerned that could be a problem that's creating barriers for them to actually get involved with selling NFTs. They don't want to do damage to the planet, so they might be turned off completely if there is no incorporation of the environment when making their buying and selling decisions. So yeah, this is all great, really cool ideas. Let's move on to the product side. So quick overview. We're at the 18-minute point, so let's try to wrap everything up very quickly. What we're trying to do is think about the product itself and directly relate it to the customer that we kind of came up with in terms of sticky notes. We have all these ideas of what the customer's trying to do, what they're trying to get from the platform, and also stuff that's really going to turn them off. So we need to think about pain relievers. What are we going to do that's going to directly resolve the issues that users are having? Let's start off in that area, seeing as we just finished talking about customer pains. Let's spend 30 seconds thinking about how our app is going to resolve these problems that the user is facing. Okay, and use the green sticky notes for this one. And always, let's try to elaborate on our answers so that we give more clarity as to how we can make things easier and in what are we making easier.
30 seconds, right?
Yep.
Okay, starting a timer. Okay, 30 seconds is up.
Okay. Cool. So, okay, so we have okay, we're at the 20-minute point. Um, let's move on to game creators, or no, let's move on to products and services. And then after we fill out this portion of the map, then we can go through some of the sticky notes and re-edit things. So when it comes to figure out what kind of products and services we're going to offer as a platform, let's just say we're a startup and we're creating an NFT platform. What services are we going to offer to our users? Okay, so yes, we're going to be a place where people can create profiles, where they can upload their NFTs, but is there anything else that we're also offering them? I'm going to put a sticky note here just to articulate that we are a website, a responsive website. So we may not be an app, but we could be a browser app. Seeing as a lot of people that I have been surveying, they responded that they mostly do buying and selling on laptops or desktops. But again, I don't expect you to know that, so I'm just going to put that here. So 30 seconds starting now. And how are we for time, Claire?
Yep, just hit 30 seconds.
All right. Bada bing, bada boom. Alrighty, so any sticky notes left lingering, let's put them on the board. And then we're going to move on to game creators. So this is more of a business viewpoint of what our product is going to achieve. So we need to define how the how the product is going to benefit investors or stakeholders. Should they see any value in this product that we're developing? What are some things that would be seen as like money making features of our app? I'll give you 30 seconds to come up with some ideas, starting now.
What color sticky are we using for that?
A green sticky note.
Oops.
Okay, 30 seconds is up.
That's not exactly it.
Okay. So we'll give you a few seconds to put your sticky notes in the game creator section.
Alrighty.
Sorry?
I left my mic on. I'm sorry. I was thinking to myself.
Oh, okay, no problem. Just remember to toggle the mute button. Yeah, cool. So we're going to start off with pain relievers. So let's look at the sticky notes very quickly. Quick and easy, reliable verification process. That would help us to reduce dummy accounts, people who are just making fake accounts in general. That could also be something that we could utilize on our platform. And let's see here. Easy to use profile creation and set up NFTs. So when it comes to ease of use, I don't know who made this sticky note, but what would you describe as easy to use in terms of like the user's experience? Is the person here who made this sticky note? Okay, they might not be here anymore. We'll just move on. So we have algorithm for each niche, like Reddit. Who made this sticky note?
I made it.
Okay. Do you want to explain a little bit about the Reddit algorithm for niches?
Yeah, so this is to help like their NFT art showing up on their feed
Mm-hmm.
so that it doesn't get lost. So I see on Marketplace it will have pretty like random NFT categories.
Mm-hmm.
This one is like for example, um, something with memes. You will
Mm-hmm.
just have like the meme category, and then something with fine arts. Um, you just have that.
Mm.
So like within the marketplace itself, there are different um, categories, like how YouTube has different categories as well.
Okay. Yeah, so I've used Reddit before, and it's quite interesting because when you start an account, they have a question like, what types of communities are you interested in? And that could be something that could be utilized on an NFT marketplace. Like, let's say if you are an investor and you want to buy certain types of artwork, there should be like choices for the user to select from, as to say, hey, I want to see more memes of cats, or I want to see beautiful paintings, like fine art paintings, or stuff
Yeah,
like that. So that way, every time the user is browsing through the home page or whatever, or the landing page, everything is tailored towards their interests, right? And this would be
mm-hmm.
great because people who assign themselves, like artists who assign themselves to these tags or whatever, they're more likely to be seen by investors who want to see that type of work. So I understand what you're getting at with that. So I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for elaborating it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to put it into
Yeah,
words.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Thank
Simplified payment process. Um, I don't know who made that sticky note, but I guess this is a case where if you want to try it out, like try making an account on Rarible or OpenSea because it's pretty much free to use. But when it comes to getting paid with crypto, it's done through like the crypto wallet. So when you do make transactions, it usually is very simple. You wouldn't need to put in like your credit card details or doing it like the traditional way. So that's something to keep in mind that like the way that people are purchasing is not like the traditional credit card swipe way. It's like it's all crypto and it's all super secure already because that's how the blockchain is. But um, it's something to consider. Okay, so we're almost done this exercise. We are at 1:55 p.m. Eastern time. So we have maybe a few minutes left to talk about next steps. So I'm just going to overview some sticky notes that I think are like worth mentioning, just so that we have an understanding of what we're doing here. So when it comes to what we're offering as a website, it says that we have integrations with social media to make it easier to research, or it could be a sharing function. This is something I've also seen on other NFT marketplace platforms. Is it's easy for the user to share their profile or to share links to their NFT art on social media so that they continue promoting outside. So we should definitely have those integrations on our website. Tutorials and training, because very few people know everything about NFTs. So I think that should be part of our so-called theoretical NFT marketplace that we're going to be developing. have like some kind of training program maybe. Loyalty and membership rewards, that could be part of it. Feature of reaching a larger audience and market through their NFTs. Yeah, that's kind of what the purposes of what we're doing. I'm going to move on to gain creators. This is saying percentage of commissions on each trade. This is a very good thing to mention because this is very true for a lot of NFT platforms. They make money through other people's transactions. So they get a cut of every sale. So this is something that stakeholders and investors will definitely care about. And that's something that's really worth mentioning because it is very much how they make money. Big brain. I saw that icon. Someone who made this had a very big brain. Yeah. As for other sticky notes here, introducing artists who otherwise wouldn't sell artwork digitally to the NFT world. Again, when we think about game creators, we should also think about investors. So we could think about art galleries maybe being interested in this type of platform so that they could utilize it, so that maybe if they have buyers that are patrons of their gallery, they could find another way to sell artwork that they represent, right? So if the artist that's part of a gallery that actually has a physical painting, they could also sell copies of that painting as an NFT, and a gallery owner would see that as like, hey, we could go to this marketplace and raise sales for this. So this is something that maybe if you have interest in the art world, you might be a little bit knowledgeable in, but it's okay if you don't know. This is kind of why we need to discuss it here so that we have like some idea of like what we could do our personal research on. Should you want to look into this topic a bit more, you could look at it from multiple different perspectives, from like gallery owners to investors who have quite a bit of money and they want to buy artwork. But anyway, we're going a little bit over time, so I'm going to leave it here. Again, Claire and I are going to be available after the sprint is over. So if you have any questions about the value proposition map, or maybe you need us to explain something to you a little bit better, you could do that after the event, okay? So are we ready to move on to the next section? Just give me a thumbs up if you're still here with me. Awesome. Agree. I like that thumbs up. It's so loud and in my face. All right, so the last section is preparation for our next assignment. So I'm just going to take a few minutes just to talk about it very briefly. So at the end of week 3, you're going to be developing a hi-fi prototype, okay? So this might sound really challenging, having to present to a professional UX designer, but we're trying to make it easy on you. So what we're going to do is we're going to create teams, small teams between 3 to 6. It seems like we have fewer people that have stuck around in this session, so we'll just try to fit everyone as much as we can. And for the next session, we might have more people joining us, so we might have more people added to these groups. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have everyone put their name on a sticky note, and you could self-assign yourself to a group if you want to. So if you want to choose group A, you can go ahead. And if group A is full or it's unbalanced, me and Claire will just try to like move the names around so that it's a bit more balanced. Okay, so what you're going to do with your team is for our next week of the sprint, we will be working in teams to do a exercise called Crazy Eights. So this is a chance where you're going to make rapid prototypes. Like you're just going to do sketches and concepts of what you think our NFT marketplace platform should look like. And as a team, you're going to vote for the best or the most compelling idea. And after that, on week 3, you will work together as a team to design these wireframes. If you don't have experience with this wireframing or using Figma, that's okay, because some people in your group may actually have this experience. And what you could do is join each other on a Figma board and work together on how you could develop your screens. So think of it like a hackathon. You're being challenged to create some kind of prototype. Okay, so you have an understanding of what the challenge is about because you've done this exercise. Next week, we're going to do another exercise in user journey maps, and we're going to understand our persona as well. So when we come together to to figure out a solution as to how users are going to use our product, that will help you to understand what you'll be drawing and sketching. And then when it comes to delivery, you'll have a firm idea of where the user is coming from. You'd have full understanding of the experiences that they're seeking, and as well as you'll be able to articulate a little bit better in terms of what everyone was doing to contribute for the team. So if you have someone on your team that's in charge of like getting some fonts and visuals and UI together, or maybe coming up with different components, you can mention that in your presentation. You could talk about decisions that you made together as a team, like whether there was some discussion and delegation about how the app should work. At the end of the day, we're not asking you to develop an entire app, including user flows. We just want to see 3 screens of how you're going to solve the user's problem when it comes to navigating NFT marketplaces. And as usual, expect the unexpected. Sometimes people will drop out. It's okay. Just as long as you connect with people that you've chatted with in this group session by either getting their email address or joining them on the our Discord server, you'll always have a way to like keep in the loop of communication and get your work done together. We decided to do this just because we felt that if we have one person coming up with 3 prototype screens, it will be a little bit difficult to like manage the expectations. So if you have team members, this is a great way to share information, to learn from each other, so that it's not so overwhelming. So I know I did a lot of talking there, but like, do you have any questions so far for me as to as for the final presentation or what we're doing next week? Okay, so right now we have groups already. So we have Gabby, Armid, Spencer, Pink, Caroline, Michael. Pablo is all alone. I'm so sorry, Pablo. We're gonna put you in group B. So I know this is a little bit over, but to be very honest, sometimes people will drop out of groups. Sometimes more people will join us. And if more people will join us for next week, we could always reschedule or redevelop these groups and make sure that we put people in the right place. So Pablo, you're in group B, and if anyone is added into group C and there's a little space left, we'll put you there as well. So don't worry about next week. You don't have any work to do for next week. You don't need to worry about not getting any kind of work done. This is just helping us to establish connections, get to know each other, and get prepared for next week. Alrighty? So, yeah, that kind of concludes everything. It's 2 p.m. right now, like 2:04. I know we went a little bit over time, but it's only 4 minutes over time. So I think we smashed it, Claire.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. But before you all go, please, if you go to the right side of
Yeah.
the group, we have these awesome 2-minute survey. We just want to get some feedback from all of you. Please let us know your thoughts on the facilitation, on the topics, on the interaction, and how you feel of the exercises, if it's feeling beneficial for you, if you're learning anything from us. Please take the survey and you can help us improve our future sessions, and we just want to continue providing amazing content for all of you.
Yes. And also, if you guys aren't part of the Discord server, we have a link on our introductory slide. It's all the way bloop, 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 up here. And I will also post a link to our Iterate UX event. I will just post it right on the board so that it's easy to access. But other than that, that concludes everything. And if you want to hang around to ask questions, feel free to jump on mic or to chat with us. Or you can get connected with your team and get everything sorted. Oh, hey, we got a direct message from... Who was it? I think I missed the chat message.
Oh, we need to update the survey, sorry.
Oh, whoopsies. Yeah, Claire, are you able to do that?
Let me see if I can load it.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, if you haven't already, we usually have tickets available in limited quantities throughout like week 2 and 3. So it's really important to register a ticket if you want one to be part of next week. So if you can, we have a pay what you can ticket system. You could donate whatever amounts that you can, if possible. If not, we will have a few free tickets available to our partners at Iterate UX and the Collective Studio. We will let you know next week when that's available so that you can register for a free ticket. But just keeping in mind, the tickets are limited, and yeah, it's first come first serve. So the first 5 people that sign up and get a free ticket, that's all that we're giving it to. So if you're not able to attend, that's absolutely okay. Our live stream is free for everyone. So yeah, hopefully we can help a lot more people if they're not able to get a ticket, and to keep them engaged and participating with us as long as they can.
Apologies, the form has been updated.
Okay, yeah, the form is updated now. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
again,
for pointing that out.
everyone.
Yeah. Alrighty, so peace out. I'm just gonna play some music for a little while until we can address some chat requests in our YouTube.